Hey everyone, welcome back to the second part of the 9 Fruits of the Spirit, goodness. If you're watching this first, please hit the stop button and go to the video I posted before this one, which is part 1 of goodness. We're getting ready to go to Romans 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. Now we're going to go to verse 8, or chapter 8, verse 8. So then, those who are in the flesh cannot please God. And we're going to go to chapter 12 and read 9 to 21. Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love and honor, giving preference to one another, not lagging in diligence, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patience in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer, distributing to the needs of the saints, given to hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. Be of the same mind toward one another. Do not set your mind on high things, but associate with the humble. Do not be wise in your own opinion. Repay no one evil for evil. Have regard for good things in the sight of all men. If it is possible, as much as depends on you, live peacefully with all men. Beloved, do not avenge yourselves, but rather give place to wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. Therefore, if your enemy is hungry, feed them. If he is thirsty, give them a drink. For in so doing, you will heap coals of fire on his head. Do not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. There's something to think about. In your own life, give an example of what it means to cling to the good in the midst of what may be evil. A side note. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:14-16. Duffy Daltrey, former football coach at Michigan State University, tells of Dave Kaiser's winning field goal in the game against UCLA. The game was played in Los Angeles, and the field goal gave State a last-second 17-14 victory. As Dave came back to the bench to meet the roaring enthusiasm of his teammates, Coach Doherty said, "Nice going, Dave, but I noticed you didn't watch the ball after you kicked it. How come?" Kaiser replied, "You're all right, Coach. I didn't watch the ball. I was watching the referee to see how he would call it. You see, I forgot my contact lenses. They were back at the hotel. I couldn't even see the goalposts." Coach Doherty was shocked and at first quite angry that Kessler had not told him about the missing contacts. But after he thought it over, he changed his mind. Why shouldn't Kaiser kick without his contacts? He was a disciplined kicker and had practiced long hours. He knew well the angle and the distance to the goal, even though he could not see it. The whole process of kicking the ball was programmed into his body and mind by the ongoing discipline of daily practice. In that moment, when the ball went through the uprights, discipline paid off. In a similar sense, our Christian behavior can be habitual and even automatic. Discipline is one of our most effective ways for guiding our actions in a positive sense. If we learn something right the first time and continue to practice it, we can be counted on to do it right when the pressure is on, even when the odds may be against us. Daily discipline and perseverance and practice are still the pathway to maturing a goodness of character. The Holy Spirit of God is the active agent in this process. We put in the Word, discipline ourselves, and the Spirit nurtures the ongoing living of it in practice. The Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophet who were before you. Matthew 5:3-11. So what does the good lifestyle really look like? I'm so glad that has already been answered by our roadmap for living the Bible. There is a section that is one of the most famous of all the biblical passages in which the good life is outlined for all of us to read and put into action. For our final wrap-up study, let's read it from the Sermon on the Mount, in which Jesus captured the good life for all of us of all times. We're going to be reading Matthew chapter 5. I'm going to be doing 1-48. And seeing the multitudes, he went up on the mountain, and when he was seated, his disciples came to him. Then he opened up his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteous sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you, and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For they prosecuted the prophets who were before you. If you are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing, but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and give it light to all who are in the house. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For surely I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled. Whoever there breaks one of these least of these commandments and teaches men, so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you, that unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to those of old, You shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Raca, shall be in the danger of the council. But whoever says, You fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something to give to you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Agree with your adversary quickly, while you are on the way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge hand you over to the officer, and you be thrown in prison. Assuredly, I say to you, you will by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. You have heard what it was said to those of old, You shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your eyes cause you to sin, pluck it out and cast it away from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than your whole body to be cast into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than your whole body to be cast into hell. Furthermore, it has been said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that whoever divorces his wife for any reason except sexual immorality causes her to commit adultery, and whoever marries a woman who is divorced commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely or perform your oaths to the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your yes be yes and your no be no, for whatever is more than these is from the evil one. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you not to resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn other to him also. If anyone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak also. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks you, and from him who wants to borrow from you, do not turn away. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemy, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. The Goodness Creed. Let me be a little kinder. Let me be a little blinder. To the faults of those about me, let me praise a little more. Let me be, when I'm weary, just a little bit more cheery. Think a little more of others and a little less of me. Let me be a little braver when temptation bids me waver. Let me strive a little harder to be all that I should be. Let me be a little meeker with the brother who is weaker. Let me think more of my neighbor and a little less of me. Let me be a little weary, just a little bit more cheery. Let me serve a little better those that I'm striving for. Let me be a little sweeter, make my life a bit completer by doing what I should do every minute of the day. Let me toil without complaining, not a humble task disdaining. Let me face the summons calmly when death beckons me away. Author unknown. Living the good life should be one of our highest goals in life. When we are at our best, we are the most effective in living. The good life, as we have discovered, is not some wimpish kind of existence, but a life filled with the highest calling and highest values. This good life is a very real possibility for all of us. You can have the good life, a life of goodness for others, a harvest of fruit for the bettering of others. This life is not dependent upon what the world considers to be a good life: the right beer, the right cigarette, the right car, the right deodorant, having the right mate, or living in the right house. The life of goodness is a life with God at the center. It's a lifestyle which recognizes that God has placed within each of us the potential of goodness which can be lived every day. We cannot be at our best when we allow the Spirit of God to work. We cannot be at our best until we allow the Spirit of God to work within us, so that Jesus Christ, living through us, can touch the world with goodness. Make a tree good, and its fruit will be good. Or make a tree bad, and its fruit will be bad. For a tree is recognized by its fruits. For out of the overflow of the heart the mouth speaks. The good man brings good things out of the good stored up in him, and the evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in him. Matthew 12:33-35. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And that is the fruit of spirit. And that is the fruit of the Spirit, goodness. All right, so we have finished this one. Tomorrow I'll be doing faithfulness. We have 3 more to go. So I'm going to be doing faithfulness tomorrow. If you have any comments, prayers, or questions, put them in the comments below. Talk to y'all later.